Good morning, everybody. Hi. My name is Menachem Creditor. It is my honor to serve as Rabbi and Scholar in Residence for UJ Federation New York. And each weekday morning we come to you live with some blessings, some words of Torah, and togetherness. So it is good to be together this morning. And here we are, Jeff, Linda, and Pam. It's good to see all of you. Hi everyone, good morning, good morning. Today is a pretty important day. We'll get to it in a moment, but first, give it a chance for people to join us. I see there are already 40. That's a lot of friends for a couple seconds. Good morning, Stan and Kim, Arlene, Jerry, hi everybody. It's good to see you. All right, so let's start with a blessing for learning. Maybe before the blessing, we'll take a deep breath, and then we'll see what comes next. All right, wherever you are, let's take a breath. Okay, here we go. It's good to see all of you here. To Cyril, hi. Deborah, thanks for wishing me love from the East Bay. I miss you too. This is a day for prayer. Jerry, thank you for saying that. Praying for our country, he says, especially Arizona, Texas, Florida, and California. Let's send love everywhere we possibly can. Ruth, it is good to see you too. This is a significant day, both on the Jewish calendar. I'll share that it's a significant day for me, and there's a lot going on in the world, so every day seems pretty significant. I'll share first, just from a sweet place. Facebook is lots of things, not all of them good, but one of the things I appreciate about Facebook is that it gives you memories that you've posted as an anniversary of whatever that moment was. Well, today is the 2-year anniversary of my first day as Scholar in Residence at UJ Federation New York. And I am overwhelmed with what we've been able to accomplish, with what this role means personally, spiritually, and what we've been able to do together. And so I wanted to begin with a place of recognition and gratitude, and also share, because I'm not sure all of us are aware, that today is also Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. Today is a day that has had a complicated history in the Jewish calendar. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, everybody, for the congratulations. Shiva Asar B'Tammuz is one of the minor fast days on the Jewish calendar. And what makes something a minor fast and what makes something a statutory fast, a regular fast, is a very complicated question. Shiva Asar B'Tammuz is a day on the calendar that was established when, in memory, in commemoration of the first breaches of the walls surrounding Jerusalem. This begins the 3 weeks leading up to a significant fast day called Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. Now, the 9th of Av becomes a day on the Jewish calendar that we place all of the sad stuff, almost all of the sad stuff. That is when the temple was destroyed, both Jerusalem temples. It's when Beitar fell, which was the last Jewish stronghold of the second Jewish Commonwealth of the land of Israel. And over time we added on really bad times, bad days, looped into what the 9th of Av means, and these 3 weeks lead directly to that. For some of us, today is a fast day. I say for some of us because even many religious Israelis, since the founding of the state and since the 6-Day War, have argued that with the addition of holy days onto the calendar, specifically ones those correspond to the morning of Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, the things that we commemorate. Thank you, Jeff, for the encyclopedic offer of the things that have happened on this day, according to the Mishnah. Many, even religiously minded Jews in Israel and beyond believe that this day does not need to remain a fast day. And there are those who are committed to remaining a fast day. And I think that the conversation is a really good one. I will say that among the things that I find significant is the teaching of President Reuven Rivlin, currently the President of Israel. He wrote, "Today, the 17th of Tammuz, marks 3 weeks before the destruction of the temple. We think of how crises begin and unfold. We learn to look out, to be aware, and to not ignore the first small cracks. This is what this day calls us to do. Hear the call and seek to repair those cracks." And the image that he used as he posted those words was of him wearing a mask, walking alone in the streets of Jerusalem. Now, for some of us, it's obvious what he's pointing to, that we need to pay attention to each other's welfare, and when anything threatens the world, it's our call. We are called to stand up for each other's welfare and health and safety. And for some, it is actually the commemoration of the past. But I think that what we're called to do right now is recognize that the past is really a category of thinking. It's not something that we've actually said goodbye to forever. The past in Jewish terms is always alive. How alive it is, how dominant it is given the present moment and given the future, that's a very big question. But the past is always alive in an attuned Jewish heart. So on the 17th of Tammuz, even if you're not fasting, knowing that it is a fast day, knowing that for some of us it remains something rooted actually in a sense of mourning for what we've lost, and also that there are many in the Jewish world, those who consider themselves spiritual and religious, who see this day not as one of fasting, but one of recommitment. President Rivlin's comment is quite striking, that we should see the cracks in the world and address them before they become breaks, before destruction is complete. And that leads to one very specific teaching I wanted to share. In the Talmud, it's Masechet Rosh Hashanah. For those who are wonky, you could look at Rosh Hashanah, page 18, side B. All right, Yud Chet Amud Bet. There's something really, really important about understanding how this day was considered even 2,000 years ago. The rabbis of the Talmud say that these days, the 4 minor fast days on the Jewish calendar, Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, the 17th of Tammuz today, is one of them. These days were established in response to something bad that happened in history. And so there's a debate whether or not they remain obligatory today. So in the Talmud, on that page, there is a conversation about whether or not you are obligated to fast. And the answer in the Talmud is a machloket, a disagreement. One of the opinions that I find incredibly striking, and when I learned it, it really influenced the way that I considered this day, says these days were determined. Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, one of the 4 minor fast days based in history, they were created in order to respond to a day that was shmad, a day that was destruction. So when the world is in a state of destruction, we are obligated to fast. When the world is in a state of shalom, When we achieve a state of peace, it will be a day of simcha, of joy, and you're not allowed to fast. When the world, however, is not completely shmad and not completely shalom, if you wish, the phrase is rotzin mitanin, rotzin ein mitanin. If you wish to, you fast, and if you wish to, you do not fast. But I would argue that this is actually a way for us to see ourselves as agents of time. We have obligations and power to determine these days. These days don't happen to us, even though in a pandemic that is a very complicated thing to say. These days don't happen to us in these days of racial strife, of rampant racism and widespread fighting for racial justice. This world is not simple. This world is not one thing. Is this world shalom? No, we're not yet there. Is this world shmad, complete destruction? No, I refuse to see this world as shmad. All is not lost. This is a world that is not shalom and not shmad. We are not completely at peace and we are not destroyed. So what are we called to do? We are called, I believe, I would invite you to see this world as teetering. We could tip the scales toward justice and toward shalom. You can. And even though I also respect deeply those who fast today, even though it has historically been a fast day, it is not necessarily the way to see this day. Tradition is bigger than any one concept, and so even one rabbi's opinion, even on a well-populated platform, it's just one rabbi's opinion, and it's important to see the diversity of Jewish expressions. But for this rabbi, I see this world requiring the strength that you can bring so that we can tip further towards shalom. I think we are teetering. I think that's where this world is, and so I don't think you are obligated to fast. I don't think you're obligated to not fast. I believe that this is a day where history weighs upon us. And as one great poet recently put it, history has its eyes on us. What will we do at this moment? So it's not, I don't want to fast, so I'm not fasting. It's, I choose to see this world as in need of the strength that I can offer with a fed body. I sound alive when I say those words. I feel able when I say those words. And so on the 17th of Tammuz, where the first cracks appeared in the walls surrounding our Holy of Holies, Jerusalem, may we be blessed to feel strong, to feel gifted, to feel empowered, to feel obligated to tilt this world closer to shalom. Yes, Stephen, to tell our story. So, it's good to be together. May the world feel more shalom today and tomorrow and the day after because of the decisions we make right now. If you are fasting, I wish you a meaningful and speedy fast. If you are not fasting, I wish you a deeply meaningful day. All right, everybody. Let's sing our way right into it. Bless you all. Have a really, really good and meaningful day. See you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Bye, everyone. Boker tov.